Scott Garrison, one of the top agents in Orlando. And if you're looking for one of the top building inspectors in Orlando,
I'm Mike Hayman with Liberty Property Inspections.
And this is another chapter of Ask a Building Inspector. So today we're going to talk about, do block homes get termites? And I don't think that's the exact question you think you have, but that's what I get from a lot of people. They always say, I want a block home because frame homes get termites, or I don't need a termite inspection when I'm buying a house because the home is blocked. What could happen?
Good question. So the big misnomer that people often talk to us about termite inspections is, do we need one? Well, I'm wanting to purchase a block home. That's why I don't buy a wood frame home. And the truth is, block or wood frame, there's three types of structures in the state of Florida. Those that have termites, those that had termites, and those that will eventually get termites.
So you mean it doesn't matter if a house is blocked, it's still going to get termites?
Correct, because inside that block home that you have, your truss system and your wall systems, the 2x4s, the studs, the rafters, those are all typically made of white or yellow pine. And termites like yellow pine. So
do you feel that they get the same amount as a frame house? Would you say it's about equal? In other words, if you have a block home versus a frame, do you have about the same chance of getting termites?
You have the same chance of getting termites, and the amount of termites any one given structure or a wood frame anything has just depends on how long have they been there, how long have they been to let go, was there a swarm, was it a big swarm? There's a lot of factors that go with it. But bottom line is, you want to get a termite inspection if you're buying a property in Florida, whether it's a home or a commercial building, because you want that peace of mind of knowing, have they been here, what can we find? And then once you have that done, regardless of what's found, you want to have that structure treated and put under a bond and maintain that bond.
For sure. And so you're a licensed building inspector, but you're also a licensed termite inspector.
Correct.
Too, correct?
That's right.
Good. So someone could call you out just for a termite inspection if they think they see something like mud tubes or something. They can call you out for that, or they can have you do that as part of getting a home inspection when they're actually thinking about buying a home and it's under contract.
Correct. So if they're buying a home, and we always recommend that they get a termite inspection. Mm-hmm. Now, they're referred to as WDO, which means wood destroying organism. And so that doesn't necessarily just mean termites. There's also wood decay fungi, especially here in Florida with our moist atmosphere. You know, we're subtropical, and we tend to get some wood decay. And if that wood decay is actively wet and there's fungus growing, that's an actual active organism that's destroying that wood. So that would go on there as well. And a lot of times, especially block homes, we'll find that particular type of wood decay around the doors where the garage and the exterior are, where you go through that occupant pass-through. Everything around it's blocked, but that door frame is wood, termites. And the door is wood, and it can get termites because they like that moisture.
And you also look for carpenter ants sometimes, is that correct?
We look and see if there's any kind of carpenter ants here. Typically just, they're looking for somewhere that's cavitated already, dark and moist.
One of the things that I know that you've noticed that people don't really think about, but several times on inspections, because you know what to look for, you find evidence of rats. And we never really think about looking for that, but you'll say you found some rat feces in the attic. You would never know that your house had rats. I mean, it's not like they're crawling through the house, but when you see them, that's something you're trained to find as well, correct?
Correct, and we'll point out if there's any kind of rodent issues that we find. And then during a home inspection, we're also looking for any points of entry with that.
Good. So the termite inspection is just a report. Also, when they find something, if you ask them, they can also give you an estimate for treatment. If you want to treat the whole house, if you need to treat, we've got one where we're treating for wasp infestation. There's wasps in the little electrical boxes, things like that. So we can give you that estimate if you want, or you can call another person out, get a second opinion. I find most people who call him out and get an estimate and then shop around and talk to some other people, they call them back and they do it anyway because the prices are good,
right,
and the service is good.
And those standalone things like that, we send those. Those go straight over to the pest control office that we're licensed under, and those standalones get handled directly through them.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. All right, thanks. Anything that you want to say about? Do you need termite inspection for block?
Block-in homes, I would definitely get termite inspection because those, especially subterranean termites, are going to find a nice little way between the block and the foundation, and they're going to work their way up to the attic where they can get to some fresh pine and into the walls as well. So you definitely want to have it treated. And when you buy the house, have it treated. If it's not treated already, put it under a bond. But before that, when you get your home inspection, make sure you have the home inspected for wood destroying organisms.
Good. And then the last thing I'd want to say, remember, I'm not licensed to inspect termites, but so many people freak out about termites, right?
Right.
And it's not that big of a deal. If you have termites, you treat them.
Treat them, keep the structure under a bond,
It's
have
done.
it
Yeah.
re-inspected once a year, keep the bond going. And once you do that, you can usually stay ahead of them.
But the only time the house like falls down from termites is what people are thinking about. Is those are the cases where termites have been there for like
For a while.
15 years. There's big piles of dead termites in the corners of the house. I mean, it's just so obvious that the place is
Right,
about
lots
ready
of
to fall
damage
down.
everywhere.
And if you, so there are some minor repairs, sometimes a couple $1,000s or something, but it's not a big deal. Usually just treat it, replace the wood if necessary,
Right.
and you just go on. I've had termites in my houses. We all have. You don't even think about it.
Had termites in the
course.
house that I have now.
So this is Florida. It's not a big deal, but we do want to find. It's not a big deal if it's treated. We just want to find them,
Correct.
treat them, take care of
Correct.
it.
And I'm in a block home. Your home block or wood frame?
Just frame.
So you're in a wood frame, I'm in a block. We've both had termites. I had subterranean termites that were actually cutting little channels through the drywall.
Mhm.
It's been treated. We're under a bond now, or everything is
And
good.
and many times there's not even any repairs to do. Many times we find evidence of termites, we treat,
and then you're good.
and you're fine. You know, sometimes there's nothing even to do, so it's not a big deal. Just something to handle. All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Bye.